try and get it right in just a bit. Air Marshal Bhatia, can I just put that question to you? If you were the commanding officer today, leading this team of 5 Rafales into Indian airspace, what would you be feeling? Okay. Group Captain Abhishek Matiman is joining us as well. Abhishek, good to have you back on the show. Thank you very much. We've seen the first pictures of the Rafales enter Indian airspace. We are now waiting for the first pictures of the Rafales enter their home base of Ambala. As a commanding officer, what would it be right now? What would be going through the heart and minds of Group Captain Harkirat Singh? He's the one, who's leading this first batch of Rafales into India. I understand a sense of pride is obvious, but what else?
Of course, as the commanding officer, he holds the proud privilege of commanding the best machines that he along with his boys brings to the mainland now. Nothing gets bigger than this. As a combat pilot, nothing gets bigger than this, let me tell you. Having said that, I would like to draw our attention to one very distinct piece of history about the French connection of the Indian Air Force. It was the French Dassault Oregon Tufani that did the job for us.
All right. Can I just Abhishek interrupt you there? The first pictures there of the Indian Rafale, the first of them entering the Ambala airspace. We are getting those pictures. Not exactly clear pictures, but we are being told that the Rafales have entered the Ambala airspace. Let's listen into that. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see it? The sky is not being kind to us today, but there you see it. It's a cloudy day in Ambala, but I can spot the first Rafale entering the Ambala airspace. There are 5 of them. They are being accompanied by 2 Sukhois. As I said, the sky is cloudy, so the picture will not exactly be clear. But here we have it. The Rafales finally home at their Ambala airbase. This is where they are going to be. This is less than half a squadron, really. A squadron, full squadron, is 18 aircrafts. 5 have come now. 5 will be coming in October, November, because 10 have been handed over to India. There are 5 that are undergoing training right now. Let me go straight across to Jyoti Kamal, who's on the ground getting us those first pictures. Jyoti, lucky you. You're one of the first people who has sighted the Rafale in the Ambala airspace.
Yes, in fact, I'll just ask the VJ to kind of point towards me so that I could explain what happened before we kind of try and scan the skies again. There were these 5 jets that came forward. There were 3 of them ahead first. And the moment they came over the runway, they all peeled upwards and kind of swerved like this, 1 in the center and 2 to the side. And as they started spreading, the 2 more remaining jets flew in. So all 5 of them are now over Ambala. This is going to be their home base. They're somewhere flying around now. And I would assume that they would come back for a second sweep. So I would ask the video journalist to once again try and see if we can kind of spot it. But as you were also pointing out, the skies are not too kind today. It's not a very bright and sunny day. It's a cloudy day. It's overcast. And the grey underbelly of the aircraft, though of course you can see the double wings, the very kind of distinctive double wings, the double canard of these kind of Rafale jets. But nonetheless, we are not being able to kind of clearly see them contrasted against the sky, but they have kind of swept by, and they would be probably coming in once again to land now at their home base, which is going to eventually be the 17th Squadron, which is going to be the 17th Squadron. 18 of them are going to kind of build up here. The first 5 are finally home. They are finally over their home base. They're here, and one could see that celebration. The moment they came in, they swooped, and then they kind of immediately kind of split up, and then the second wave of the second kind of two more Rafales that came in immediately after. So all 5 are here at Ambala now. Their journey is complete. Their journey to the home base is complete. It's been a long 7,000-kilometer long journey that started from southern France, Bordeaux, went over to the United Arab Emirates, and now the jets are finally home. So So it's a big emotional moment, as you were also pointing out, for Air Force officials, for everyone else who has been waiting for these jets. They're finally over their home base, where there are going to be 18 of them, 18 more in the eastern sector, 36 in total.
36 in total. All 36 are expected to come by the end of next year, 2021. But there's a good chance that there could be a spillover to 2022 as well. Jyoti, the sky is a bit of a dampener, really. I could spot the Rafales in the pictures that you sent us, but there was no contrast, unfortunately, because the skies are cloudy. If it was a bright sunny day, that would have been an absolute joy. Any case, we have those very joyful pictures that have come to us courtesy the Defense Minister of India, Rajnath Singh. He's tweeted the first pictures of the Rafales, entering Indian airspace. So those were stunning pictures we had. Let's hope that the Indian Air Force sends us some pictures of the Rafales entering the Ambala Airbase as well, because I am fairly certain, in fact, I'm 100% sure that there is an aircraft that has been deputed just to take pictures of, of these Rafales entering Ambala airspace as well, because Ambala is where the first squadron is going to be based. Jyoti, by the looks of it, it seems that the Indian Air Force has changed its mind about keeping this entire ceremony and the induction low-key. They've decided, all right, people have been waiting for so long, and while we decided we want to have this low-key and we really don't want the media anywhere around our pilots, let's show people what we have.
That's right, Shreya. I think there has been some modification to the playbook as it went along. Of course, there has been a huge amount of planning that has gone into it. It's not as if these planes have come in without any planning. You saw them being escorted by the Sukhois. You saw INS Kolkata there welcoming them. And then you saw them kind of come here. Initially, perhaps this was not something that had been anticipated. I wish we could have shown you that kind of excitement as those Rafales came in and then they split up and then they went swooping up into the sky and then they again kind of went taking a turnaround. We do not know where they are. And just to kind of give you the alignment of the runway is on this side and it extends towards that side, right towards the distance there. So even if the aircraft split and then they go around and then they finally land there, there is a possibility that that could have happened. That the aircraft kind of came over to this side, they did that kind of display of joy that they were over their home base, they turned around and they went back and perhaps they could have landed. We do not have confirmation, we do not know, but since we are not hearing anything more in terms of the engine noise of the aircraft, so perhaps that's something that could have happened. But nonetheless, the aircraft are here. It's something that everybody had been waiting for, and they're finally here and they have landed. They are somewhere around the airbase. I mean, I cannot give you absolute confirmation whether they have landed because we didn't see them landing. But yes, they are over their home base. They are at their home base. 5 of those jets, they have finally reached after that 7,000-kilometer long journey that we were talking about.
Jyoti, I'm fairly certain, even though our cameras have not been exactly been able to spot clear pictures of the Rafales, there are many kids right now and many citizens right now in Ambala who are on their rooftops and who are waiting for the jets to come and fly by them, as it were.
Yes, of course. I mean, all those who were around, they would have seen the jets kind of come in. That excitement, of course, has been something that was there, and they would have seen those jets kind of come in. So that is something that was being anticipated. That is something that has happened. The jets are finally home. It's just the beginning, of course, because these are 5 of them that have come in. There are going to be eventually 36 of them. There are going to be at least 13 more that are going to be coming to Ambala itself. 5 more will probably be coming in the next couple of months, and then eventually you'll have 18 of them here. Pilots are going to be here in terms of almost 25 to 30 pilots will be manning these aircraft, and then all the infrastructure and facilities that have already been built up in Ambala to support these very advanced kind of fighter jets that are there with their multi-role capability. So in that sense, there is a lot of infrastructure development. There is a lot of training that has happened over the last several years in terms of getting kind of trained and accustomed to these Rafale jets, and that's what Ambala will be now, home base of the Rafale jets of the 17th Squadron, the Golden Arrows.
Jyoti, do stay on with us. I can now confirm to our viewers that the 5